Hello and welcome to the Talking Shrimp podcast. I am Joel May. I'm joined here by Mitchell Lewin. And straight into it. Mitchell, good news.
There is. Amazing news. I can't believe it.
I know. Oasis are back together.
I can't believe it. Anyway, would you rather fight one duck-sized horse or 100 horse-sized ducks?
Ooh, good question.
There's a lot to deal with if you've got 100
I'm going
duck-sized horses.
It is, and I am going to do the sensible thing in this situation and fully Uno reverse card you. What about you?
Well, that's what I would... There's a lot of ducks to deal with if you're picking duck-sized horses. Because there's a lot of horses there, isn't there? That's a lot of horses to deal with.
I thought it was one big duck or like 100 little horses.
That's exactly it, yeah. That's what I said.
Oh, I could...
I couldn't
take
duck,
one
though.
big duck.
That's
mate.
what I mean.
One big duck. Although it doesn't have arms.
I still think
it's restrictive.
I still think it'd go quackers, mate, and absolutely go for you.
Yeah, I've already. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I made a good joke then. I thought I was going to get you then with that quackers joke.
Yeah. They probably learn all their karate moves on the web.
Feet.
The World Wide Web feet.
You're really stretching, but I like it.
I'd
probably go with all of the little ducks. I mean, all the little horses.
All the little horses. Yeah, I agree. It's like a load of bullseyes, isn't it?
It's like Neil Diamond would say, mate. Goodbye horses.
Oh yeah.
From that very obscure Neil Diamond song.
Anyway, fuel's cheap right now, isn't it?
Is even Neil
I think
Diamond?
I filled up for like about £5-6 less. It's
good,
cheaper,
mate.
Isn't it?
Cheap fuel prices.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's enough about Oasis. Childhood.
Yeah.
Do you think you had a good childhood?
I think I had quite a good childhood. I think I had a better childhood than you.
Class, cheers. That's not what I asked you at all. I just asked, did you have a good childhood? Not compare.
Yeah, because I'm continuing it into my adulthood, and you have never had it, so there is nothing to continue.
That's completely true. You are a child in a man's body, and I am always been a man in a child's body until I grew into the man's body, and now I'm still just a man in a man's body.
Very good syllables there. Well done.
Oh, God, that was a mouthful. That was harder to say than a one-sized duck horse and duck-sized horse 1,000,000 times 100 what?
Yeah, Mitch sells seashells.
On the seashore.
Somewhere.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? There is an answer, and I can't remember the answer. I think it's 1 or 100.
I've never met
37.
a woodchuck.
Or 41.
I would ask him that. I would
want to meet Chuck, who chucks wood. And would he still chuck wood if he knew he could chuck wood or didn't know if he could chuck wood?
Why are you presuming that it's a he?
I'm not presuming at all. I'm asking.
Pronouns. It's 2024, Mitchell. Nearly 2025.
In my head, the
very presumptuous
hypothetical scenario, Chuck is a male. In my head.
Yeah,
I've made the situation up, so it's fine.
Why? Just because he's got a mullet? Why?
Well, I didn't say he had a mullet.
She can have a mullet as well.
But it's not a she, it's a he, and I know it is.
They can have a mullet.
No, it's a he in this situation.
Who's he?
Chuck.
Who's Chuck?
The woodchuck Chuck.
Who's Wood?
The wood is in the machine. The
but
woodchuck chucks and Chuck chucks that wood.
Which wood?
The wood that he just chopped down.
Why would he do that?
Because Chuck's a woodchucker.
How dare you? Chuck's more than a woodchucker.
He's more than that, goddamn.
Oh no, I said he. No. Okay.
Bizarre intro we've just done.
I think I do because I have asked you certain things about childhood that you have either drawn a blank to or said no to. That's my.
The difference is you have a good memory and I have an awful memory. I don't remember anything.
True.
It's probably all the times I bang my head against the wall and stuff.
Yeah. PSP's not working. Bang, 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 bang.
No, I never used to bang my head against the
mother. Bang, 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 bang.
I don't know. I just used to do stupid stuff. I must swear.
I'm bored. I'm bored. How long till tea? 5 minutes. Bang, 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 bang.
No, I didn't just repetitively bang my head against the wall. I just used to.
Mom, my head hurts.
Bang, bang,
bang, bang, bang.
No, I just used to jump around and hit my head on stuff, and go out and play outside, mate.
Did you ever play Kirby?
No.
See, that's what I mean.
I didn't know what it
was. To play it with.
I didn't know what it was until I was in secondary school, and everyone used to talk about
Seriously?
Kirby. Yeah.
Wow.
Never used to. Yeah.
That is crazy.
There you go. Something you didn't know about me.
Did you have Beyblades?
I did have Beyblades.
Hey, we're back to it now.
I liked Beyblades, to be fair, a lot.
Did you ever go to a corner shop and buy 30p lemonade?
No. I used to go into the corner shop in Ellesmere, and they'd have tubs of sweets in the window, and I'd always get a pound of millions, and you'd get loads of them.
Yeah, and now you probably couldn't even get a pound of millions.
And I'd go for mainly raspberry flavoured, but I'd get a few strawberry in there as well.
I do feel like you're like that. I'm more citrusy as a childhood. I used to go very orange flavoured in most things.
I do like orange flavour though.
Yeah,
I think
like jelly as well. That's another thing. I remember a lot of jelly growing up.
See, I would just buy a pack of jelly and just eat it.
What? Just
Yep.
that? Oh, that can't be good for you.
Thick raw jelly.
Oh, that can't be good for you.
The solid pack of just
Oh,
jelly.
so I remember at my nan's house once. Nana Pat, here you go. See if she remembers this story. I was sat on the
can't tell
kitchen
you.
counter and she was making a cake in a
Right.
yellow bowl, and she still has that yellow bowl today. And she was making a
Aw.
cake, and she couldn't see me because I was on the counter behind her. And I went into a cupboard because I was at that level. I was sat on a counter. I shouldn't have been. And I got out the drinking chocolate, and I thought, oh wait, I know that. That's Cadbury. That's a good chocolate. That. And I tried down it. I just went for
What?
it.
It says drinking chocolate.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. And I discovered about not even a mouthful in that this wasn't what I thought it was. And then my mouth became very dry and I began to choke. And I remember my nan patting me on the back and I was like a little chocolate breathing dragon on the countertop.
I love how your brain I don't know, were you old enough to be able to read what it said?
Oh, yeah.
So your brain
Yeah.
went, drinking chocolate?
Yeah, purple.
Your brain
Cadbury,
didn't go,
chocolate.
yes. That's all your brain must have gone, drinking chocolate?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Don't have to ask me twice.
was more annoyed,
Glug. Oh, powder.
She was more annoyed, not the fact that I
You wasted
had
the
nearly
good
choked or
chocolate.
anything. Yeah, I wasted a good one.
Yeah, expensive nowadays. That's cost you over $5 that
Oh
would.
yeah, it's ridiculous. But there you go. There's a little story. Another story, actually. Sorry, we'll just go on a bit of a tangent.
Go
for
on.
this.
I
But
wanted to
Nana
hear
Pat,
about your childhood.
I
so-
believe still has this at her house. I will have to get a photo. But basically, she used to have a little table, little kitchen table. Her kitchen was quite big, and her table had it was all wooden and old kind of wooden rickety chairs. And I used to get told off so much for dragging it along the floor and creating like marks or like just making a noise or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I basically dragged it that much. So I used to just call it like my chair, and I used to call it drag a chair.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, drag a chair. That was the name of it. And I ended up like dragging it the one day.
What was its stage name?
Oh, God, do you want to continue that?
Oh, come on. That was a good joke. Don't leave me dead like that. That was such a good joke.
I don't get it.
Carry on. Carry on.
Okay. So yeah, I dragged it the one day, and I'll drag it over here. I'm gonna make a cake or whatever with Nan. I used to sit on it. Anyway, dragged it, and I dragged it, and and it just broke. It just broke in two, and I created, otherwise known as a stool. And I
And on that
genuinely
day,
thought,
you're genius.
Man, I genuinely thought I was like the Hulk. For a minute, I was like, I don't know my own strength. I held it in my right hand. I looked at the drag chair on the floor as my nan looked at me in pure disgust again, thinking, "Oh, you just broke me my kitchen chair. Like, thanks, mate." And yeah, I just like tossed it to the side,
thinking
and then
of,
from that day onwards, use it as a stool. And
I'm
drag a
thinking
chair
of
still exists.
Really?
It
You'll
still
have to show
exists.
me next time.
Yep.
I always, when you're telling that story, I've never heard that story before, just to clarify.
No.
In my head, I'm picturing like a tiny little kid's chair. Was it not? Was it like a big... Was it like
No,
a full...
it was like a full kitchen,
chair?
like wooden chair. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, now it's not. It's just a stool. But yeah, and it's
Yeah.
got like dragon marks at the end. The other thing, we may as well go into this.
Yeah,
Why
go on,
not?
I'm
People love
fine.
hearing the stories. Anyway, my nan's house, it was like the garden, especially all the soil and everything it was used as like not a dumping ground, but a lot of like old like china pots and loads of bits and pieces were in the soil as well. So my granddad being quite the gardener, used to have an allotment as well. And all around the area where my nan lives is these sort of fields where like it was just loads of stuff in the soil. Like you'd find like bits of like pottery, bits of like old pipes and things like that people just discarded and didn't think anything of. Anyway,
Yes.
I used to explore and stuff like that as a kid. You know, I had a childhood. I went outside, and I really wanted to be a paleontologist when I'm older. And I went out, and I was in like so in my head of I will dig up a dinosaur. I had that in my head, and I went out and I'm not kidding you, like a little brush and everything. You know those the brushes that you brush on like a cake or something, like a gloss finish or like egg white or whatever. Yeah, I took one of them out and I had my little like basically a pencil that was like blunt, so it looked like, you know, a little like chisel and stuff.
Yeah.
I used like, I think it was an old little rolling pin as a hammer with the chisel.
Nice.
I did all this for hours and hours and hours, and I near enough completed what otherwise could be described as, in my head, like a baby like Triceratops or Stegosaurus or whatever, with the amount of bones and stuff. Really, really cool. Like, oh my god, this is so sick. I walked in at the same time as my granddad walked in with all these like vegetables and everything from the allotment. I was like, in the old ice cream tub that everyone used to use as like a storage facility. I walked into my nan's kitchen. She was having a nice cup of tea, and I was like, no, look at this. What otherwise could be known as a rat. It was near enough an intact skeleton of a rat that I brought into a kitchen, which stood for about 22.5 seconds before she briskly gave it to my granddad, who chucked it back into the soil where it just came from. I was probably out there about 2 hours. I was mortified, mate. I was heartbroken. Yeah. I understand why now, but...
My question is, whose pet hamster have you just dug up? It probably wasn't even a rat. Why was it so close to the surface?
No, it wasn't all together. It just, like, I was putting it together as if it was.
Have you
together.
ever asked your nan if she had any pets prior to you, like...
She had some cats, but this wasn't big at all.
It could have been.
Nah, this wasn't big at all.
Okay.
No. But yeah, I was fully convinced that this was like a little dinosaur.
The mad thing is that you actually found bones.
Yeah, there was loads of stuff. There's old pipes. There was like bird bones a bit scattered about, like loads of little things like that. But I was so like engrossed in it, I just kept going and going and going. And my granddad didn't even think twice about it. He was like, "Oh, that shouldn't be here." Yeet. So yeah.
Wait, it stayed together when he threw it, or did you just like?
Yeah, it all stayed together, just landed perfectly in the middle of the sun.
Well, how much of a carcass was it? Was it just bones? Or
it was quite a lot. I mean, there was a skull and like I believe, from what I can remember, like a spine bit, and then like everything else I kind of put together. So
it was just bones then. It's not.
Yeah, it was just like, bones. No, it wasn't like
the way you were saying he fling it out. I was expecting it to still be like intact.
Oh no,
No, he just yeeted the box of contents.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, but there you go. And since then, I thought maybe this isn't cut out for me. So
this life
missed opportunity. That.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you never know, mate. There's always time.
That's my childhood. There you go,
mate. That's mental. I wish I had as good story as that. My childhood is just like. Yeah,
and there you go.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it. That was all
I've
of it.
got a question to ask you. Okay, another thing that we used to do, not just at my nan's house, every kid sort of did it because you wanted a bit of extra pocket money and stuff like that. You'd end up thinking, oh, I really want the new like Darth Maul or like a Lego set or whatever, but I can't afford it. So you the old ones that you didn't play with, you'd sell, and you just create a little like proper bougie blanket and stuff outside your gaff. And you just sell it. You just whack a sign up for sale, and anyone walk by, you turn into like full Del Boy, and be like, get your toys. Only use few times, half worn. Get your
no
toys.
way you did that.
Yeah, I set up a little store outside my nan's quite often, to be fair. And then my sister would do the whole like flower perfume potion. It was just water and daisies.
Oh yeah, fair.
Yeah, but yeah, you do that, and to be fair, a lot of people locally were quite generous and stuff. So we'd
fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. See, the things I remember as a kid. Let me run back through about the 5 things that I can remember.
Go on.
I remember I used to like rollerblading. I used to like skateboarding, and I used to go to my nan's house, my grandma's house in Ellesmere. And there would be like a bit of a hill at the bottom of like her road, and I would
give you a bit of a.
I'd take my full gear. I'd have the skateboard, which was a Hot Wheels skateboard.
Oh yes. What was it? Describe the skateboard, like the design.
It was a full size skateboard, like an adult skateboard, I believe. At the time.
Was the kind of design? Like
so the design was, I believe, the Hot Wheels logo in red, but it also had around the wheels the little logo of Hot Wheels around like the wheels as well. So it was like white walled but opposite.
Oh.
So
full Macklemore. That's pretty cool.
And even better than that, it came in a big bag, and inside that bag was knee defenders and elbow defenders that also had the Hot Wheels logo on.
No helmet though.
I can't.
Did you wear a helmet?
I can't remember it having a helmet. It probably did. I don't remember wearing a helmet, but I might have.
Okay.
And I remember I think it was my older brother at the time, and he had exactly the same one. Yeah. And we'd go to this hill, and he would be, no offense to him, awful at it. And I was pretty good at just skateboarding down this hill.
How big was the hill? What are you
Oh,
talking?
in my head, I'm picturing it as a massive hill.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking back, I can't even. I've been down that road in adult life, and I can't really remember it as a hill. So it must have just
gradual gradient.
a little gradient downhill.
Nice.
That and the other thing I always remember doing, which on the table that is sat right next to me, and if you've watched the hot ranking video,
Yep.
and the card videos on our YouTube channel,
Yep.
we use a table, and that
It's
table
an old table, isn't
is
it?
a very old table of my grandma's and my granddad's, and not to go too soppy, but it was always a memory of my granddad, that table, because he wasn't very good with sight and couldn't walk very well, and my grandma would bring him put that table out right in front of him, and then put his food on that table.
Yeah,
So,
man, I love that. And how old would you say it is off estimate? What do you reckon?
Oh, I don't, it's older than I remember. Like, it's older than me, and they've always used it before I remember. And other than that, I don't know.
Because they probably just, like you said, just bought it for whatever reason.
But
Just continue to use it for every eventuality.
Exactly. It's got to be like 20s, 30s, if not older.
Yeah.
Maybe. And it looks like a 20s, 30s, maybe 40s table.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we'd get that out, and I'd play like chess with my granddad and stuff like that. I always remember playing chess and like drafts, and I still
Did
have
he
the
teach
chess.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
still have the chess and draft set, and it's now at my caravan.
Nice.
Not my caravan, my family's caravan that we have. And I would buy DVDs, not in the cases, and I would buy cases.
Yep.
Or I'd steal my granddad's CD cases that he wasn't a big fan of me doing.
Yep.
And I would design the new cover for what that.
That's pretty cool.
Simpsons. It was mostly Simpsons, and I probably watched every single episode of Simpsons up until like the recent ones.
Yeah.
And I would have the DVD, and I'd watch the episode of The Simpsons all the way through, and then there was usually about 3 or 4 episodes, and I'd pick my favorite one. I'd go, okay, I'm going to now design the album cover, like
you do it like an A4 and then obviously curl it.
Well, I'd fold it off. It'd be like
like a card.
Yeah,
like a birthday card type
yeah,
thing.
sort of thing. It'd be smaller than that. It'd be like a CD case. You
then
know,
you'd have to work out
CDs
like the edge of the DVD to get like the
it.
logo.
So I'd do all that, and and I used to do that. I'd design the Simpsons case.
That is really cool, too, fair. I rate that.
Cheers. Yeah. That was what I always used to do. I always used to do creative stuff. The other things that I always remember was I always wanted to make videos and music. I remember wanting to play drums, and I got like a little drum set, and with my brother, my 2 brothers, we were the 3 X's. Because there was 3 of us, and we were in a little band.
It's a bit Amsterdam-y, that one. But...
Yeah, I didn't really think about that at the time. That wasn't in my head. And I just hit the crap out of these drums, and my brother was starting to play guitar at that point, and my little brother, I didn't think he really did a lot, but just because there was 3 of us, I was like, oh, in the future he'll learn.
He'll learn. He'll get some.
He's never learned a musical instrument, but he likes music, so
yeah.
Now, I'm just going through everything in childhood.
Well, do you reckon? Sorry to stop you in your flow. I was just thinking of an idea for a video.
Yes.
Why don't we play your chess set and stuff on that table and recreate that me against you?
We could do.
With like a camera above it, and
we could do. To be fair, I'm not against it.
You know, maybe have a Beyblade tournament on that as well.
I don't even think I've got my. I must have my Beyblade somewhere. Wrestling men.
Yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of it. Like,
really?
Yeah, I used
was
to like
massive
keep
into
up with
wrestling.
It. Yeah,
I had so many of the action figures. They're probably worth loads now, but I've had loads of them.
Especially ones that aren't available like after certain times.
Oh, I used to have loads of them. What was the other thing I was going to say? I had one other thing in my head that was
sorry, I stopped you in your
childhood.
Flow. It was about DVDs, I think you were on about last.
The other one was we used to go to a caravan park quite frequently in our touring caravan, not far from here. Like, my holidays were never abroad. I've never been abroad with my family. We'd literally just go to like Wem and stay in a caravan. Abroad? Not with my family.
Have your family been abroad?
No, my mum and dad have, but my brothers haven't.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's
so I've never been abroad with my family. We'd go to like Wales or like our touring caravan, literally not far, like Wem, which if you're from this area, you know.
Yeah, not far.
Wem is not far.
Yeah,
not far at all. But yeah, we'd go literally to Wem for the weekend, and I remember making like on my old Nokia phone, so I must have been like 11, 12.
Yeah,
getting my brothers to like make a video, and then like I remember like directing them, and I'd have the phone, and I'd record them, and I'd be like, action, and it was like to this day I think I remember calling it Cops and Robbers.
Wow.
And the one of them was the cop and the other one was the robber. And there was this whole scene of like they were on bikes and my older brother was chasing my younger brother down the road on the bike. And yeah, it was.
That is really cool, actually.
It was good
like
too.
Do you remember what like Nokia? Was it like a brick?
It was a. It wasn't a Nokia. Sorry, I think it was a Sony Ericsson.
Yep.
With a built-in Walkman phone.
It was like a silver one. It had like
no. It was like it was all black.
Yeah.
It was all black, and you could. It had like a Beats maker inside of the phone, and you can make songs inside.
That's
the phone.
pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah, because it had like this Walkman built into it. It was really good. It was like an MP3 player built into a phone.
Yeah.
It was like before all the touchscreen phones and all.
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say just before like iPods, like the Nanos and stuff were a thing.
Oh yeah,
and then obviously like
it was
touch.
before that. Yeah, man, I was there listening to Bowling for Soup and all that lot, and AC/DC and
Love that. Love that.
Guns N'
Whilst
Roses.
you were listening to all these like heavy rock like 80s songs, I was there listening to like Busted McFly.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the modern stuff, and there's me listening to all the old classic rock and pop punk. Well, not even pop punk. Yeah.
Fair
That's
play.
my
there you go.
job,
I like that. Yeah.
I don't. That was
It wasn't really planned. This episode is
No.
such like that. We were going to talk about childhood a little bit and like what you remember and did you do this, did you do that, and certain things like that. But
Did you have like a favorite toy or game growing up that you can remember?
I used to really like my PSP. I used to have loads of games on my PSP.
How
and
old were you
take
then?
that everywhere.
Because you couldn't have been that old.
Probably like 8, 9, something like that.
Wow.
Something.
I
I got
was-
it pretty like early on. I think.
I was gonna say I don't remember PSPs really until later, but then I did have
Yeah.
a DS rather than a PSP.
'Cause I had like I think it was a
Game Boy.
Dreamcast, yeah, Game Boy Advance, PS1, PS2, PSP, and then PS3 and everything onwards. Yeah, probably PSP a lot with that. Games like apart from like electronic games, I do remember playing a lot of like battleships and things like that, like as an actual like game, at home. A lot of cards as well. I learned a lot of card game stuff at my nan's.
To be fair, I always used to play solitaire by myself in the
That's
caravan
sad.
when we'd go away.
That's a
We'd
bit
go away in the
sad.
caravan, and I used to just like playing solitaire by myself.
To be fair, yeah, I used to do clock, so it's sort of similar
How's
with
clock?
a card game.
Never
But
heard of it.
it's like you literally create a clock with all the cards, and your aim of the game is you treat everyone like whatever number is on a clock. So like a Jack is 11 and stuff like that. There's obviously 13 like
Jack's
suits,
11.
isn't there?
And Jack's 10 though.
No, because you've got number 10. So Jack would be 11, Queen would be 12. A King is 13.
What?
There's not a 13 on there. The aim of the game is not to get 13. Not to get
I've
all the
never
kings.
heard of that, and I've never heard
It's
of
a really good
any
setup.
numbering system where a Jack and a Queen has been anything other than a 10.
Why?
Because that's what their value is.
Yeah,
their
but-
value of a 10.
Yeah, but
Like an ace is
it makes sense.
an ace is an 11 or a 1.
It's really satisfying because it makes
Fair
sense.
enough, that mate.
Yeah.
Either solitaire or spider solitaire is what I used to play.
Yeah, they're not too bad. I used to play a lot of rummy. Poker.
Anyway, sorry, you were in flow.
Blackjack.
You were.
That's right. The only other thing was like dinosaurs. The dinosaur fossils that you could like dig out. You know, the little bits of sand and stuff, and you'd get like a little bone fossil, whatever. And like the alien babies, the aliens in the goo and stuff, and they made babies if you like put them in the fridge or something. There was loads of rumors.
They never did.
They never did. No.
The best thing they did was either squishing them really squidgy,
Yeah.
just squishing them in your hands, or throwing them against the wall and watching them stick for a while,
Yeah.
or just listening
Or
to them
annoying
splat.
people. To be fair. The other thing
But they'd
was,
leave a massive stain on the wall if it was white.
did you ever go to like the seaside or anywhere? Or to be fair, anywhere I think in England, in like a little tiny shop, would have the sand creatures.
No,
Do you remember sand creatures?
No.
They were literally like lizards and stuff like that, just full of sand.
no,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
no idea
sand
what they are.
creatures. Go Google that. Yeah, I've still got loads.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's literally like a creature that's full of sand. You'd know them if we saw them. There's loads of like, especially at the seaside, you'd have like crabs and lobsters and dolphins and loads of stuff like that are in the shape of them, and they're all colourful, and they'd be full of sand. And that was the idea of them.
Never heard of them. Do you know what's mental? Like how much you love dinosaurs, and I've never really liked dinosaurs. But
That breaks my heart.
never really liked dinosaurs. But when I was younger, I always used to in my bed along the wall just stack a load of teddies, because I used to like teddies and like different. I used to collect loads of different teddies and whatnot, and I loved 2p machines, and you'd get like the odd like teddy out of a 2p machine, and I'd build up my thing.
The amount of stuff, like weird stuff that was in them as well.
Yeah.
There was
Oh,
so much
I used to
random
love
stuff.
2p
It was as
machines.
if someone's just been like, we need a load of stuff. Here's like a tenner. Go get enough for like 5 machines.
Yeah.
And they just come back with a load of just random shit.
Yeah, you'd get like, I mean, some of the good ones. The 10p machines have like a little pack of cards in it and stuff.
Yeah,
like
and then you'd get like one pack of Pokemon and just open them and just, one card.
Yeah,
That's shiny,
but they were
that'll
always
do.
in the 10p machines.
Yes, yeah.
they were never in the 2p
expensive
machines.
ones. No.
The
And they
2p
were always
machines were like
weighted as
key
well.
rings.
Yeah.
I used to have hundreds of key rings.
Oh, yeah.
Because I used
tons
to
of
collect them. I used to.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably still have it. I had a massive keychain
They just had all
that had a
on.
load of key rings on that I'd collected
Yeah.
through the years, and my mum and family now are using them key rings like just to put on keys. So if they get like a key, they'll just put a random key ring on it.
Yeah.
There's like my front door key's had a burger on it for years.
Oh mate, you need to
'Cause it
get
was just
these
like-
out. To be
yeah.
fair, I really like key rings. I collect loads
Yeah.
from when I was little. They're just like really kind of cool knickknacks that you
Yeah.
can just like have.
Mine was random. I remember I had like some wrestling men that I got from Javier Moore, which is like Haven now, I think. It's over in Wales.
Yeah.
And in the 2P machines, there was like little wrestling figures that were key rings, and I remember specifically trying to get 3 of them so me and my brothers could wrestle these little wrestlers.
Oh, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I like that.
See, my memory does work.
I like that.
Anyway, yeah, so bed, I'd have all the teddy bears down the side.
Yeah.
The reason I was getting onto the story is because I used to have loads of different ones. My main one was my pet dog, which was called Louis, which was the first dog I ever had.
Nice.
And it was a black Labrador, and it had to be put down, unfortunately. But I don't really remember him. But all I do remember is when I was a baby, my mum and my dad got me a little black Labrador teddy
Yeah.
to have, as well as this black Labrador that we had in the house.
Matching.
And Louis, the actual real dog, ripped my toy dog's leg off, and my grandma sewed it on a fake leg. And I have this teddy somewhere that is like a three-legged dog with a fake prosthetic, like what's the word, like crocheted other leg that just makes him so he doesn't balance, so he just falls over all the time. But I had him all like for years.
that.
I don't actually remember ever having him prior to him having a fake
Oh
leg.
man, I love that. That's
Yeah.
well cool.
And anyway, the reason I was saying this was the other main one I had was a dinosaur called Dino, and he wasn't even a teddy. He was like
Okay.
he was like kind of hard, so he wasn't really a teddy. But I always used to just keep him in my bed. That's all I had.
Wow. Okay.
That's all I was gonna say.
I was gonna say because you really aren't a dinosaur man.
Yeah,
And I
and
didn't expect that.
The only reason I say it is because recently
Yeah.
we brought all the teddies down out of our attic, and I found Dino, which is his name.
Wow, and you've kept him.
He's somewhere.
I think
I've
I've
seen him.
seen. Yeah, I swear I've seen him recently on like
I
the
showed-
sofa or something.
I showed you him recently.
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
I did.
yeah.
Anyway,
Trying to
there
get
we are.
photos always. The other thing I was going to ask you was about your childhood. How often would you say you took a trip up to Toys R Us
Ooh,
or Woolworths, whichever one I'd
See,
I'd,
not
do you
very-
remember Woolworths, Toys R Us?
Woolworths was the main one because Toys R Us was the main one because Woolworths was in town, and my family don't really like going in town.
Yeah,
And Woolworths was a bit of a stretch because it's like the other side of town for me. So sorry, Toys R Us was a bit of a stretch.
yeah.
So it was like a Friday treat thing going to Toys
It
R
is
Us.
literally, yeah. You've had a good week or a good
Yeah.
report or something like that. Yeah,
my,
you'd go.
My
got
little
there.
brother used to love Wallace and Gromit, and at the time, they were doing like Wallace and Gromit figures, and he was
Yeah.
like, if he had a good week in school, my mum and dad would buy him like a Wallace and Gromit figure. They were like £10 a figure, by the way.
Fair play.
Yeah, I
and that
know.
back then as well. Like,
I know,
that's
and
a
he's
lot.
still got like the massive Were Rabbit.
Oh yeah,
It's class,
the-
and I think that one was like £50
yeah, probably
at the
Yeah,
time
it's-
as well.
It's massive. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I remember he built up weeks and weeks and weeks just to get this massive Were Rabbit, and that was like the last one he got.
That's
And he's
really
still got the
cool
Were
too,
Rabbit.
yeah.
I don't know where the other ones are.
Oh mate, I remember going in there and you'd go right and you go past like the kind of like get a good deal,
Yeah.
and then there'd be a massive display and every week it'd change and it'd be
Yeah.
like
Oh, it was
Doctor
good,
Who,
wasn't it?
the new Star Wars, Jurassic Park,
Yeah,
like
man.
you'd be so pumped to see this new display and it'd have every single action figure of every single character. Or like lightsabers, or like anything about the film, or whatever it is, it would be there.
Yeah.
And you'd be so like, oh my god, like I'm gonna have to spend about an hour deciding what to get because I can only get one thing. And then you'd like after that, you'd carry on going past all the like boring stuff at that point because that's the big prize. That's the one. You'd be like, oh, you know what? I'll keep all that in mind. I'll go for a walk and a talk with my dad. Go out have a good like business discussion on what I should get. We'd go past all the board games, boring stuff. You'd go past all the cars, which getting cooler as you progress.
What do you mean
through
by
life.
cars?
Like die-cast ones.
Okay,
As
okay,
well as
okay.
like a remote control and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But anyway, you go past them. Getting cooler as you progress through life.
Remote control cars.
Yeah, and then you'd go right at the back would be Lego, which is very hit and miss. Like you'd get some really cool stuff, some just like generics, and you'd be like, I don't want to farm out Lego. Anyway, then you'd go into like the two main like action figure cool like wow things, and it'd all be like dark, it'd all be lit up, it'd all be like categorized and stuff. It looks so cool, and then you'd spend a bit of time there. And if nothing was there, you'd go back to the original
See,
spot.
this is where our childhood's different.
Oh man, I used to
I
spend
would walk
hours in Toys R Us.
I'd
mate.
walk straight past all that stuff at the start,
Yeah.
and I'd look at. I remember all the games being behind like a screen,
Yeah.
and they had to go into like the back room to get any games out.
yep.
Not that I'd ever buy any or cards for that matter,
Oh yeah, they used to have so many like Pokemon like
cards and
special
all that.
packs and stuff
And
like
I
that.
remember
Yeah.
I never used to buy games from Toys R Us because it was more expensive than Argos. So you'd never buy
Yes,
games
and
from
Argos was up there as well. So
Yeah,
you'd go to Argos,
exactly.
or you'd go to Toys R Us and be like, oh okay,
Yeah.
and then you go to Argos,
Argos and
because
actually
it
buy
would
it because
be
it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And they wonder why Argos is still going and Toys R Us isn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I'd go all that. The bikes, mate. The bikes, the skateboards,
you were
the
that knobhead
trampolines.
who went on all them and.
I wouldn't go on them. I'd look at them
not?
and pick which one I like the most, and I'd like the ones that are like were electric.
Oh yeah, but you'd never get
What
them.
was
They were all so much.
so, in the Toys R Us in Shrewsbury? At
Yeah.
the back there was like a toilet, wasn't there?
Yes, yeah, and then just
What
by
was
the store.
near by them toilets? What was the toys
I
near
believe
them
that was like
toilets?
top trumps and stuff like that.
That's why I remember
Was
it.
it? And like the
that's where
little
I
board
always
games
used
and
to
stuff.
look.
Yeah, like
that's where
Uno
I
and
always used to
everything.
look.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
kind of like hidden, kind of cool section.
Yeah.
Actually, that bit.
Because it always had like
Yeah.
a light up bit as well along the back wall.
Yes.
I think
Yeah, but
that's
yeah,
the bit I remember.
I remember loads of stuff. The one that sticks into my head was the complete, and I'm gonna say it. It's said it so much on this podcast. Jurassic Park, the whole franchise around that. It was about 3 to 4 years where it was just like continuous like Jurassic Park influencing, and every dinosaur action figure, whatever, had like a bit of like cut out of them with like their ribs, and if you pressed it, it'd make the noise of the animal, like the dinosaur.
I kind of remember that, but I'd never looked.
Yeah,
at
it was just really cool. I just remember all that, and there were so many like really cool like sets you could kind of like combine. Like if you would want to have a good week at school and stuff to get another one to progress the set. So like when Indiana Jones came out, I wanted to get the whole collection of all that, and it took me, I reckon, the best part of an entire school year to get it all, and then to get the Lego Indiana Jones
Mate.
game on PSP.
Mate, we lived such a white class, you know,
That's it.
upper
yeah.
class.
Well,
childhood.
okay. On the flip side of that, though, if you couldn't afford that or anything, you'd go into town with your nan, and you'd go to a charity shop, and you'd get a bulk of just random toys, and it'd be hit and miss, and they'd be like £2.
To be fair,
and you'd
I'd
get so much of
always
it.
go to car boots and just buy a big,
Yeah,
like-
same thing.
a big
It'd just
tub
be
of wrestling
random,
men, or
wouldn't
there'd
it?
be like a wrestling ring full of wrestlers, and my mum's quite the haggler. It's followed in down through my years.
Yeah.
They've-
Fiver? No.
too much money. I'll give you
Yeah.
£2 for the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, car boots are where I got most of my toys from.
Yeah.
I don't actually ever remember getting a lot from Toys R Us. I'm like my mum, stickler for money, mate. Don't
Yeah.
like spending money.
Yeah.
I'd
It
always-
was quite expensive. to be
All
fair.
like computer games, like PS2 games, PSP games, DS games, always from car boots.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, charity shops. I remember them, and yeah, all the toys and stuff. As well as, to
boots,
be
mate.
fair, a lot of like.
I used to be buzzed to go to car boots, man.
I used to really like
love
charity
going to car
shops. I
boots.
used to rather go to charity shops than like Woolworths at points
Really?
and stuff. Yeah, because you'd be guaranteed more. You'd just get more toys for
I-
more
I-
money.
I remember going to. There used to be a massive car boot at Churchstoke, which is not far from Church Stretton, if you know Shropshire well, which
Yep.
you know.
Some
It's a place
of you
called-
do.
And there's a big car boot there, and basically every week there'd be a bloke who come and he'd have a load of games, load of PSP games, and I remember pretty much every week I'd go there and like be like, what games has he got? What game can I look at?
And be
this
so
week?
like pumped, ready
Pumped.
for it. Yeah.
And I remember in the corner of each game he'd have the little sticker with the price, and I always thought straight away, that's not the price he'll take. I know he'll go.
I've
lower.
learned well here.
I've
from
learned
Mum.
from my mother. He'll go less than that.
Yeah.
£10, nah. He might do that for a £5,
Yeah.
if not £7.
Yeah, but you always lowball
Yeah.
because then they
Yeah, no.
drop anyway. Yeah. I completely agree with you, to be fair. Yeah, I think I had quite a good childhood, to be fair, growing up. I think I haven't changed necessarily now because I do like the stuff like town games and like cinema I still get excited for. Loads of stuff like that, including like PS5. But I think for not different reasons, I do enjoy it just as much like as I did as a kid. But I don't know, I look at it in a different way. That's the best way of looking at it.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Like
by that?
I go to like a town game, and I want to win. Whereas like as a kid, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I loved like our goal going, cool, awesome. Day out with my dad, granddad, or whatever, like class. That'd do me. Now, it's bad if we don't win. Like I'm excited
Yeah.
for it. It gets me through the week,
Yeah.
but I need to win. That's the difference between I think childhood
I
and,
think it's
and
just
adulthood.
you have more of an emotional connection to things as you get older.
Yeah,
Like
or
a
less.
substantial emotional. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit like money because now we've got more money than a kid, like when we were a kid.
You put a value to everything else.
Yeah, or less of value.
Yeah.
So, because as a kid, like you said, if you work towards something, you save pocket money because you really, really wanted something or something like that. You would always overvalue what it is. Whereas,
What do you mean?
now, like you, the same principle applies, but the reverse. So you always look at that and say that's not worth it. Whereas
Yes,
a kid, you're always
true.
like, oh my god, this is so fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I need this. I'm gonna save every bit of this month's pocket money just so I can get this, and like I'm gonna have so much fun with it. And it would just be so like the placebo effect. It looked cool.
Yeah.
It just grabbed you.
I don't remember ever wanting like something that bad.
Really?
No, I was just
Oh,
to, like
man,
make
yeah.
stuff or like you. No. I don't know. Yes and no. Like yes, I wanted things, but my things would always be like, I don't know. I think I was just always like happy, like a car boot, and I'd get some from a car boot. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
My memory's probably proving me wrong here.
Yeah.
I just like in
But
my
like I
head.
said the other day about like the Argos catalog.
Yeah, August
And
Catalog was the one. To
circling
be
the
fair.
things and stuff. That would be like
Christmas,
the target for like
yeah.
Christmas. But it would still do what I said to you beforehand. It was never as good as you thought it was, but you thought it was
Yeah.
amazing.
I used to love the August
So-
Catalog. To be fair,
Oh yeah.
I actually
yeah.
do. I'm gonna go
You'd
back on
skip,
something
you'd
I said
skip
now.
all the way to the back, wouldn't you?
One year, I remember really wanted a bike for Christmas,
Yeah.
and I looked through the Argos Catalog and I found a bike, and it came with a helmet, and it was like £100, I think. And I was like, oh, that's too much money. That's too much money for Christmas. And I got it for Christmas, mate. I loved that bike. Posted about it on my
Christmas
Facebook.
came through.
Yeah, I posted about it on my Facebook and everything. And then when I look back at it, because I had that Facebook account for a long time.
Yeah.
Probably younger than I should have had Facebook, but hey.
Wow.
Literally, my Facebook was me posting pictures of the bike that I bought, and it was the picture from Argos'
That's
website.
really cool.
It was like some kid riding the bike, and I posted it on my Facebook. And yeah, I just remember thinking back, I was like, oh, camo. It was like a camo print grey. I was like, oh, that's ugly when I think about it now. But I really wanted it, and I loved that bike.
Right, I
It was
rate
a class
to me.
bike. I used to ride that around the caravan park in Wem.
Oh, lovely. See, we did have a childhood. And I think
did have a
what
childhood.
we might have to show the audience some things if we can find them. I
I'm
believe.
probably not going to be able to find him, so you'll probably just have to deal with a picture of me and Joel as kids. They're easier to find.
Or just
that
like-
sounds weird. They're easier obtainable for me and you.
Yes, yeah. Unless we maybe recreate certain things or go and buy some new Beyblades or something
I'm
like
not
that.
buying more Beyblades, mate. I'm at the point in my life
So
where
anything
I
for the
don't
shrimp,
want...
but Beyblades is the push.
Mate, I'm an adult now. I don't buy toys.
Boring. Boo, boo.
When was the last time you bought a toy? Mate, you bought a Kinder Surprise the other day just because it had a toy in it.
It's a collectible, actually.
How old are you?
In my 20s.
You spent 99p. Was it 99p? Yeah, it was 99p. On a...
Yeah.
Fair enough. On a Kinder Surprise.
Yeah.
Not for the chocolate. That should matter. Just because you wanted the collectible Funko Pop from inside, which when you opened it up,
Yeah.
you were disappointed. And where is that Funko Pop now?
On my shelf.
Fair
With
enough.
all the others.
Fair enough.
I went to a charity shop with Mitchell last year. Well, actually, no, this year, and I bought a Captain America action figure and a Buzz Lightyear toy. I'm 26 years of age.
What did I buy? Don't know. Probably some clothes.
Yeah.
Which I'm not buying clothes anymore. I've turned a peak in my life recently. I don't want anything anymore. I don't want any more clothes. I've reached the
God.
30-year-old man stage, mate, where I'm happy with the clothes I've got,
Yeah.
and I don't want anything.
Yeah.
I've stockpiled about 30 pairs of socks.
Yeah.
Why would I need any more?
Yeah.
The only thing I need now is a loads more boxes of Lynx sets for Christmas. Because I'm running out of deodorants.
Yeah, that is quite an old man thing, yeah.
But I like having deodorants.
Well, if you want to send Mitchell anything for Christmas, that's your list from him. Mine's more interesting. Pretty much any Lego set will do. Funko Pops I do collect. I do like trading cards too. I will accept mainly action figures from 2005 to 2010. Primarily Doctor Who, maybe even Primeval, as well as Indiana Jones and also Star Wars. Thank you very much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed.
And
will
who
see
gives
you
a shit
soon.
about Oasis, man? Listen to this podcast.
Oasis?
Yeah.
I love them. I love the drinks. Which one's your favourite?
The Summer Fruits one, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it edges it, actually. Yeah. The other one's just whiny and annoying, isn't it?
I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, especially like because that's what everyone that's why we have Oasis, isn't it? The one that's the one that did it all. You know, the other one just wines and
That's the orange one because it's more tarty.
yeah.
The summer fruits is nice and
I just wish that
sweet.
you could just mix them together and they just get on. And
well, surprisingly
you could
enough,
just-
if
instead
you
of
have
whining
over
and
100,
just getting on.
if you have over £150 to spend, you could easily just spend £1 in a Home Bargains and buy an Oasis drink.
It's very true, actually. Yeah, because why would you go and spend £150 on loads of bottles of this? Why wouldn't you just buy the one?
Exactly. I
Yeah,
don't see.
especially- And you don't need to go You don't need to go far for this, do you? You don't need to go to Manchester, Wembley, or
Cardiff.
Cardiff. Yeah, you don't need to go
Or
to
Edinburgh,
those places.
I think it's
no, not at all. Me and Mitch will be taking similar payments in order for us to dress up like Liam and Noel Gallagher and
Whoa,
give you
what?
a full.
We were talking about the drinks.
Yes. No, I didn't say what we do. I say we dress up as Liam and Noel Gallagher. A play on the drink. I'm playing on the drink. And yeah, we'll sit there and we will drink litres and litres of this for £150 each. Yeah, until one of us wheeze themselves.
Me, I need a wee now, to be fair.
Or we both fall out and we never speak to each other for another 20 years until it's money.
More than
So there you
likely.
go. Yeah.
And then I'd be charging 150 quid to come and see us talk about childhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Childhood, baby.
And after all,
You're my shrimpable wall.
yes. Yes, indeed.
Did you want any more from me on the Oasis situation?
No, I think we should just slide away and
Some may say
because we are going
will
to
find
live forever.
God, this is horrible. Can we just cut this last bit of the podcast and just end it now?
No, I like that bit.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching.
listening. Watching?
Yeah,
Listening.
watching. They could watch our logo
Have
on
you got a
YouTube.
shrimp? Have you got an ick of the week? Because I don't have a shrimp of the week.
Ick of the week this week is drumroll, please.
Oasis.
Yeah, just always. No, it is something that I do, and I believe you probably do too, actually. But it is icky when I do it. I don't like it. When you need to go outside and you can't find your shoes, you put on other people's shoes that maybe don't fit you.
Yeah, I've done this.
Yeah, and weirdly, I think my mum's are more comfy than my dad's.
My mum's shoes are the only other ones by the door, so
There
it's
you
always
go.
my mum's.
There you go. So if you go out to your car to check that it's locked, or maybe to grab anything out of your boot in your mum's slippers, let us know because it's not icky. We agree.
Do you know what? I've grown up though. I just go out now in my socks.
Barefoot.
I go barefoot or in my socks. I commit to the stones and take the pain.
Oh dear. Well, thank you very much for listening. We hope we've had music to your ears.
Please submit shrimp of the week, ick of the week, agony aunt situations. Our socials are in the description, unless you're not already following us, which you should be. So go follow us on our social media platforms right now.
Yes, we will love you and leave you. Thank you very much again.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.